All right, everyone, get ready for a deep dive because today we are tackling Aganju,
Aganju?
or Aganju, the Yoruba Orisha of volcanoes and earthquakes, and
Yep.
get this travel too.
Oh, wow. Okay, Aganju. Yeah, so to really get a grasp on Aganju, we really need to start with the Yoruba religion as a whole.
Makes sense. So give us a little background on that. What's the deal with this belief system?
Well, it originated in West Africa, but here's the fascinating part. It's like this super vibrant, influential system that has spread all over the globe because of the African diaspora. I mean, we're talking Brazil, Cuba, Haiti, even places you wouldn't expect. All connected by these ancient beliefs. It's incredible. And within this whole system, you have Aganju, who embodies this like raw, untamed power of the earth. Like literally.
Okay, so we're talking serious force of nature here. And I gotta say, when I first started reading about Aganju, that whole volcano and earthquake thing, that's what really got me hooked.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about power, like the kind that can literally reshape the planet, right? The Pacific Ring of Fire, Mount Vesuvius, just wow.
Exactly. I mean, you're talking about forces that can literally move mountains, right? And we're not just talking about these things as just like geological events. These are expressions of Aganju's power. And what's so cool is that it all ties back to the science.
Okay, break it down for me.
So, you know how the Earth's crust isn't just this solid thing, right? It's actually broken up into these huge pieces called tectonic plates.
Hmm.
And these plates are always moving, colliding, sliding under each other. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, okay, I remember learning about that.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Right, so that movement, that constant dance of creation and destruction, that's Aganju. He's not just causing these events, he embodies those forces.
Whoa, okay, that is mind-blowing. But, okay, here's where I got a little confused. So Aganju, Mr. Volcano and Earthquake, is also the Orisha of travel. I don't get it. You think he'd want everyone to, like, stay put and avoid those natural disasters.
And this is where that beautiful Yoruba concept of balance comes in. It's like this fundamental idea woven into their whole belief system. Just like how in nature, you have creation and destruction existing side by side, you have Aganju.
I see.
He represents both, the volatility of a journey and that strength you need to overcome the obstacles you face along the way.
So we've got Aganju, this powerful Orisha, connected to the Earth's core, right? He helps people navigate journeys, not just like physical ones, but those metaphorical journeys we all have in life.
Exactly, yeah.
But here's where it gets even more interesting, for me at least. We got to talk about how Aganju shows up across different cultures. Because his story, it didn't just stay in one place, right? It traveled, just like the people who, venerated him.
It's true. It's like his story is a journey in itself, and it speaks volumes about how adaptable and resilient the Yoruba beliefs really are. Because as these traditions spread, especially during, the transatlantic slave trade, they ran into all these different cultures, different belief systems. But instead of being like wiped out, they found ways to blend in, adapt, and ultimately survive.
It's like this amazing fusion of faith and culture.
Totally.
And you see it so clearly with Aganju, specifically his connection to St. Christopher.
In Christopher and Catholic tradition, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's actually known as like the patron saint of travelers, which is so interesting considering
It's kind of perfect when you think about it.
it is. You'll see him a lot depicted carrying this young child who represents Jesus across a raging river. And it's all about protection during these really dangerous journeys. And when you really compare that to Aganju's role as a protector during travel, especially back then, those journeys were perilous.
Oh, absolutely.
It really highlights how, enslaved Africans found ways to hold on to their traditions even when they had to be hidden.
It's like they merged these two figures, finding common ground, but secretly still honoring their own beliefs.
Yeah.
So powerful.
It really is. And it's not just this one example. Think about the colors people associate with Aganju. Deep reds, browns, they immediately make you think of the earth, right? The heat of a volcano, that raw energy.
Oh, for sure. And then there's the number 9. For some reason, I found this so fascinating.
Yeah.
In a lot of traditions, 9 is considered sacred to Aganju. 9 layers of the earth, 9 representing completeness, wholeness, adds a whole other layer to his symbolism,
Totally. It all comes back to that interconnectedness.
Yep.
It's a huge part of understanding Aganju. And speaking of connections, we can't forget about the animals that are linked to him.
Okay, which ones? I'm drawing a blank.
So you've got the lion, obviously, right? Symbol of strength, majesty, totally fits Aganju as this powerful figure.
Yeah.
And then you've got the buffalo.
Oh, right, the buffalo.
Endurance, facing challenges head on. That's Aganju. He doesn't just withstand the pressures of the world. He shapes it.
Okay, so am I supposed to be, like, Making offerings of red candles and toy buffalo before I go on vacation or
You know,
something. Mostly kidding. But seriously, how do people connect with Aganju today? Like, what does that look like? The more we talk about Aganju, the more I start to see him as like this incredibly relevant figure, even today.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like he's this reminder that we're part of something so much bigger than ourselves,
Yeah.
like this planet that's always changing, always evolving. And that kind of brings me to this myth about Aganju creating mountains.
Mm.
Have you heard this one?
Yeah. It's a classic, really shows his power, but also his compassion.
Okay, so tell me about it.
So the story goes that the Earth used to be flat. Yeah. And it made it almost impossible for people to travel to connect with each other. And Aganju saw this, saw them struggling, and being the compassionate dude he is, he's like, I got to do something about this. So picture this. Aganju, with his bare hands, literally pushing up planks of the earth, creating hills and valleys, these massive mountain ranges, all to make life easier for humans.
I love that imagery of him just like pushing up the earth with his bare hands.
Right.
But it's amazing that he did all that out of compassion, this desire to help people. It shows that even with all that power, there's still room for kindness.
Exactly. And that's Aganju, right? It's that duality of this raw, unstoppable power, but also he's a protector of humanity.
It makes you think about all the forces that are shaping our own lives.
Right.
The ones we can control and the ones that seem completely out of our hands.
Right.
Especially today, with all the environmental challenges we're facing, climate change, natural disasters. They remind us just how powerful nature really is, how interconnected everything is. And Aganju embodies that, doesn't he?
He really does. And I think he reminds us that we're not just visitors on this planet, we're part of it. Just like he shapes the earth, we have the power to shape our world too.
Wow, that's a powerful thought. So how we respond to challenges, how we navigate uncertainty.
Exactly.
Aganju's story is like this reminder that even when things are tough, even when we feel lost, there's always a way forward.
Yes. It's about finding that inner strength, building up that resilience that helps us overcome obstacles and make our own path.
He's like this call to action, a reminder that we have a responsibility to protect this planet, to learn from the past and face the future, even if it's scary.
I love that. And remember, even amidst all the chaos, all the uncertainty, there's beauty too. There's always hope. There's that potential for growth and transformation, just like Aganju, constantly reshaping the world around him.
That is a very powerful thought to end on. So as we wrap up this incredible deep dive into Aganju, what's the one thing you want our listeners to walk away with?
I think it's important for everyone to remember that Aganju is so much more than just a volcano god.
Right.
He's the Earth's power, yeah. But he also represents our own personal challenges and that resilience we all have inside us. He's that reminder that growth can come from upheaval, that even when we're facing the unknown, there's always a way through. So next time you're facing a challenge, think about Aganju. How might his strength, his determination inspire you on your own journey?
That is a fantastic question and a perfect note to end on. Thank you all for joining us for this incredible deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those big questions, and keep that spirit of Aganju alive in your own pursuit of knowledge and growth.